Today, I'm going to give you all a story about how I started flying FPV drones. For those of you that don't know, an FPV drone is a first-person view drone. It means you fly the drone using a 3D goggles. In my case, I got the goggles from DJI and I went to the DJI avatar system. Now you may be wondering, what got me into this? It all started when I was on YouTube looking for ideas on how to improve my YouTube channel, and I ran across a video by Nicholas Christie. He himself was a beginner FPV drone flyer, and he had the help of a professional FPV drone flyer. And when I saw what was possible from the expert FPV drone flyer, I decided I wanted to fly this drone for myself. Now, let me tell you something. I thought it would be easy, but it for sure was no easy task. When it comes to FPV, there are a lot of drones. There are 5 inches, 3 inches, 7 inches, a whole bunch of varying size of drones. There are different types, cinewhoops, racing drones. It's really confusing getting into the market. But slowly but surely, I narrowed it down. I wanted a drone I could go outside with, and that I could do dives off cliffs and everything like that. But the main issue is, a lot of the normal FPV drones don't have any safety measures built into them. But then DJI came out with the DJI Avatar. Previously, they had the DJI FPV. I watched the reviews, and from what I saw, if it crashed once, that was it. And I knew I would probably end up crashing the drone because I was fresh off. I never flew a drone before, not even a normal drone. So I wanted something with some level of safety for me. So I went to the Avatar. Now, the first night I got the Avatar was such a pain. Let me tell you, linking everything together was the most confusing thing I have ever done in my life. You have to update all of the firmwares on the battery, the drone, the goggles, the controller. And at first I wasn't sure of that, and I kept getting errors and things were not linking. And then I tried to fly in the simulator first, and then the simulator was not being linked to the controller, and it was just a whole bunch of confusion going on. Alright, y'all are going to 100% laugh at me for this. You know how long it took me to turn this on? To turn these goggles on? I was like pressing and holding and double tapping and nothing. When I just sort of press, and then press again and then hold. It took me that long. Alright, so another eternity later, I finally figured out how to activate everything, because the DJI Fly app in the App Store, the one that pops up, is not the actual app. So I had to go download the APK. But I spent like the last 15 minutes trying to figure out why is it not activating. But everything activating, I'm updating the firmware and the avatar. It's going smoothly so far. The most important thing when you're starting to fly FPV, make sure you fly in the simulator. You don't want to go spending $600+ on a drone and you crash it and break it instantly. So that's what I did. I flew in the simulator for the first couple of days. I did not dare turn the drone on, I just left it alone. Eventually, I decided, okay, it's time to fly the drone. So, I decided to fly it in my house. So, I placed it in my living room. I went outside there. I had someone here with me. They filmed me. And let's just say the first flight was not impressive to any extent of the imagination. I went around a pillar in the house, and then, yeah, I crashed. I crashed into a pillar when I tried to take off the second time. So that was an enjoyable first flight. Now, crashing like that only made me even more excited to figure out how to fly this drone properly. So I gave it another couple of days in the simulator. I stayed in the simulator, I practiced, and then eventually I took the drone outside my house for the very first time. Yeah, you're not supposed to exactly fly in a neighborhood where you're in a residential place and the drone could fly into anything, but I kept the drone in normal mode and sports mode. I did not dare touch the manual mode because I had zero practice with the manual mode as of yet. So, as you can probably see on the screen right now, I took my first flight, I went around the house, I went very slowly. But eventually I started doing it again and again, and I got to do it at a higher speed. So after flying around the house for another couple of days, just practicing flying in the normal mode, I flew all inside of the house, went inside, went upstairs, downstairs, and I just practiced flying in the normal mode. Now, I figured the normal mode out pretty quickly. It was pretty intuitive. Mission complete. I decided to go for a loop without stopping, and it was successful. So we're getting better, improving slowly. So we're just gonna keep using the simulator, keep flying around the house, and eventually it's gonna improve. I didn't get the drone to fly in normal mode. I got this drone to fly in manual mode, and I was ready for it. So I took the drone and we went up to the freshwater lake. Alright, and that's where we are back to for the millionth time. We are back at the freshwater lake, and this time we brought my new toy along with me. So we're going to be flying the DJI avatar here, and we're going to be flying it in the normal and sports mode because I do not think I am ready for the manual mode. Though, I may give it just a little test while we're high up in the sky. No way I'm testing this while we're low down. I flew around in normal mode. I was a wreck. I was nervous. The first time I was doing to switch the manual mode. Eventually I got around to it. I flipped the switch and the drone asked me to pull the sticks down, and we are now in manual mode. So the drone, we flew around. We are pretty high up. So I did not come too close to the ground. I just practiced keeping the altitude, making circles, making turns, and eventually I decided to come a little bit lower to the ground, and I almost ran into a tree. But I quickly switched back to sports mode in order to save the drone. Now after that, I felt good. I felt like, okay, I flew in manual mode, I didn't crash, I handled it pretty decently, but I know that I definitely need a lot more practice. So back to the simulator. So we went back to the simulator and we practiced for another couple days until I was ready to go down to a little playing field we have nearby. Yeah, on the Lubia playing field, it's a nice open field. There was an event here a couple nights ago, so they have some tents set up. I decided to use this for some obstacles to fly through. We're going to get the avatar ready and we're going to be doing some flying. Alright, so we are just flying around in manual mode for a little bit, and it went pretty good. I got pretty close to the ground. I didn't fly through any objects though, because I don't think I'm ready to be doing the flying through objects just as yet, but I will be soon enough. So the battery got low and I was waiting to see if it would automatically land on its own, and it sort of just braked hard when it reached 6% battery and it just forced me to land. So right now I'm just recovering the drone. So slowly but surely, I was getting the grip of the manual mode. It was coming to me, but like I said earlier, I still need a lot of practice. The next time I decided to fly in manual mode was actually quite recently. It was yesterday. I went to the Barana Oti up in the Kalinaro territory. We were doing some interviews for people, and I had the drone with me. I did some regular shots, but I figured, okay, let's get some footage of the manual mode. It was a location near the sea. There was a nice little waterfall near the sea. So I decided it would be a perfect opportunity to dive down a little bit and then go up the waterfall. Now, I got the shot. You can see the shot right now. I got the shot. It was not the prettiest shot. It was actually, I'd say it was a decent shot. But I know what's possible with the drone. And I have to say, it's not the best shot, but I will be back there. Watch this video. Watch the clip and you will see I will be back and I will improve it next time. So what do I think about flying an FPV drone? So far the experience has been great. The feeling you get when you're flying the drone, it's a feeling of nervousness, but yet at the same time it's a feeling of just pure excitement. When you get a good shot or a good dive or a good path with the FPV drone, it feels surreal. Would I recommend anybody else trying to get into FPV to start with the DJI avatar? I would say that it is a good place to start. It will not allow you to push certain limits, but even I, with all the practice I've been doing, have reached nowhere near the potential of just the avatar. So it is a good place to start. Later down you can get another drone, you can get more of a racing drone, probably a 5-inch or 7-inch for long distance. But I believe the avatar is everything you will need right now to just get started get into the hobby. Because let's not forget, the initial costs of getting the remote, the goggles and the drone is pretty high. But once you have the goggles and the remote controller, you just have to buy the drone for your next investment. In the next upcoming months, you'll definitely see me flying the FPV drone. I hope to keep practicing, be more consistent with it, and become a great FPV pilot here in Dominica. So, if you see an FPV shot from Dominica, it may just be from me. So feel free to follow me, feel free to subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoy the shots I get, the videos I create, be sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Recommend an area that I will go out to there and I will do an FPV shot for it. So on a side note, I just hit 200 subscribers this week. So I'd just like to thank everyone that's been following my channel so far. The experience I've been getting has been quite fun, and I hope to see more of you along the way.